Pali Hill that time. It was me and Renu, my first wife. We just got married, so we saved 400 rupees was our monthly budget. So some 150 rupees was the rent for the room. 50 rupees we hired one fridge, I remember, and we bought one pressure cooker. But there was no space there. So I used to go on the roof, conceiving that time. I think परिंदा होती है सदाई मौत नहीं सदाई मौत हो चुकी
सदाई मौत हो खामोश
हो चुकी खामोश. So खामोश, and suddenly the neighbors told the neighborhood the rumor that started that this guy is mad because why? They said he's violent and crazy because he goes on the roof and says cut. But I was thinking of the movie, so I used to probably say, oh good, that cut. So to write just the cuts of the movie, but they thought I was cutting human beings. It was too funny.
And he has a when he's conceiving things, he speaks in a loud voice because he's as excited as a child. So if he gets a new idea, even if it's an atrocious idea, and one has to say that it's a bad idea, he'll change it later. But at that moment, he's so committed to that idea that he reacts to that idea coming in like how a child would react, without inhibitions. He's like at the top of his voice speaking. So I remember once that, and a lot of my memories come from the time I had met him right after he had made 1942 A Love Story. So he said, and there are two quick anecdotes which are funny about Mr. Jackie Shroff. So I'm going to tell one and the other I'm going to let him say. He said that once, when Mr. Jackie Shroff entered, he came in speaking the dialogue that he was just writing at that time, So he was just writing the dialogue, and Mr. Jackie Shroff entered speaking those lines. So he said, Jacko, how do you know this? He said, मुझे 100 मीटर दूर से सुनाई दे रहा था. and other is a very cute anecdote about a flower that he
Jagu actually came home, and I was thinking, and I was saying the lines, and the door opens, and Jagu says exactly the same line. I said, how do you know? He said, I heard it all the way. I was coming to Bandra on the way to your house, you were screaming. And yeah, so we had, that time I had a one bedroom, but it was a one bedroom apartment I had after Sadai Maut, my brother had bought it for me. And so I had two rooms instead of one. So we used to rehearse in one room, small room, but Jackie rehearsed, Nana, we all rehearsed in that room. Yeah, it's.
So once he went by mistake, he went to the upper floor. He went to the upper floor at around 1 a.m. when he had come for a late night rehearsal or something like that. And he knocked, and a lady opened the door. And to her shock, she saw Mr. Jackie Shroff standing there. And he said sorry, and he went away. But because he had woken her up, the flower that he had brought with him, he just handed it to her.
He brought it for me, the flower, saying it's a great script. So he just gave it to her. And then he came down and he said, "Yaar, मैं गलत floor पे चला गया." मैंने कहा तो उधर फूल देके आ गया. That woman in the morning told the whole neighborhood that she had a dream that Jack is rocking. She was showing her flowers. It was not a dream. It was real. It was some side, down and out. So but I had worked with him in Parinda and loved him. So I went, and the first song was Kuch Na Kaho. And he made that song. And I had not said to him that you're doing the film, because I said, yeah, let's create some music, because all the music companies think that you're finished. Now think about it. I'm talking about R.D. Burman. And so we need to create some great music before we can sell the music. So I go to his place, and I remember clearly there was Babluda, Manorida. These are the people who worked with him, amazing people. And he plays the song for me. And it goes, कुछ न कहो कुछ भी न कहो क्या कहना है क्या सुनना है दग 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 दग. And I was shocked. And he asked me, what do you think? And normally, as you will realize now, or Maybe some of you know already. I'm too frank. Maybe I shouldn't be that frank. It messes up my life because I say things that I mean, and in this world, to say what you mean is tough. But anyway, now how do you tell him it's bad? So I just sat. I said, "Dada, मैं सोचता हूँ." मैं कहता, "तू तो सोचता नहीं है. First reaction देना." क्या दूँ first reaction? It's so bad. So I told nicely. I said, "दादा, ये मैं 1942 की बात कर रहा हूँ. ये तो क्या म्यूजिक, ये तो लगता है आज का ही तो है ही नहीं म्यूजिक." अरे तुझे कुछ नहीं पता, यही बिकता है आजकल. तू देख हो गया, अन्नू मलिक बन गया तुमने. अन्नू मलिक, तू देख क्या म्यूजिक बन रहा है, ये तू कुछ है बिदू. बिदू. Because he tried to sell it to me, I got angry. In front of him, on top of that wall was S.D. Burman's photograph. So I said, actually, I'm looking for him. But he's dead, and I believe you are the finest music director in this country. And if you're giving me this, by then the musicians had started kind of moving out of the room. So he told me, "तू एक word भी बोलना, क्या गड़बड़ है?" मैं बोला, "दादा, it's shit." फिर मैंने कहा, "नहीं नहीं, shit is very small, it's bullshit." अभी सब लोग चले गए. And he became so emotional. He said, "तो मैं म्यूजिक कर रहा हूँ कि नहीं पता." मैं बोला, "दादा, it's not you. You have to give. It's the music that speaks. This is not okay." He said, "Give me 1 week." I still remember. I told him, "I'll give you 1 year. You give me the music I want." He became very mushy. He had tears in his eyes. I became emotional. We hugged. We left. But he said, "Next week, come on Friday." I went there, and there was nobody in that room. He had a lovely big white room. And I thought he's going to tell me that he can't do it. He comes and he gives me one cassette. He said, "यार, एक हफ्ता मैं सुन रहा हूँ, गाना आ नहीं रहा है." तो ये S.D. Burman दादा, he used to call his father दादा. He said, "उसके गाने तू भी सुन, मैं भी सुनता हूँ. Give me 1 more week." Anyway, to cut a long story short, I go next week, and he begins. And I remember so clearly. He was there on his harmonium, and there were other people, and he started with moment he did this, with my shut eyes, I did this. This was my signal. He stopped. He said, "What?" I said, "It's brilliant." And he said, "गाना तो शुरू नहीं हुआ अभी." मैंने कहा, "दादा, ये पहला नोट है ना, गाना कहाँ जाएगा?" This is S.D. Burman note. This is not his note.
He called it Bap Ka Maan.
Bap Ka. So after that, then now see this one note, change it. कुछ ना कहो, कुछ भी ना कहो, क्या कहना है, क्या सुनना है, तुमको पता है, मुझको पता है, समय का ये पल थम सा गया है. See how he stopped the music. Oh, thum sa gaya. Imagine, this song only became this song because I used the word bullshit. नहीं होता नहीं तो.
So, when he said that I will, R.D. Burman Dada asked for 1 week. He said, "Give me 1 week." He said, "Give me 1 year. I'll give you 1 year," right? Now, again, I'm witness to this because I'll tell you how many years he has given me. Okay. 19 years for one film and 16 years for another film. And I'll mention both the films. One is Munna Bhai and the other is Three Idiots. Lage Raho Munna Bhai, and I'll tell you in what sense I'm saying it. Lage Raho Munna Bhai came out in 2006. And right after that, we had announced that we'll make one more Munna Bhai. Three Idiots came out in 2009. And there was this, we had thought that we'll make one more part. Now, tell me one studio which would not have made part 3, 4, 5, 6, of these films.
Don't say that. Yeah, I would have. I feel I lost a lot of money. I would have been rich.
He has lost a lot of money. He has lost a lot of money, but he has one respect. Because every time he would, बहुत गालियां खाई है मैंने, बहुत मतलब गालियां दी है कि साला तू ये हो गया, तू क्या कर रहा है. पर he has never said that you give me something substandard and I'll produce it. He has said that we'll do it when we have a great script that matches those films. So at no point has he pressurized us to do something which is even 10% less